Hello everyone and welcome to Photo Finds. I'm your host, Gavin Hatch, and this week we'll be at the Universal Orlando Resort on the final day that Twister Ride It Out was open to guests. Twister Ride It Out was an attraction found inside Universal Studios Florida in the New York area of the park, based on the 1996 film Twister. The building that housed the attraction was the original location for the Ghostbusters Spooktacular that opened with the park in 1990. In 1997, it was announced that Twister would replace Ghostbusters Spooktacular. Universal originally planned to open the attraction in March 1998, but just weeks before, several large tornadoes occurred in Central Florida, killing many people. Due to this, the opening was delayed until May 4th, 1998. Just days after the tornadoes, Universal team members set up a table outside the Aftermath store for guests and fellow team members to stop by and donate money to help aid the victims. Universal was able to raise over $100,000. Twister's final day of operation was on November 1st, which also happened to be the last day of this year's Halloween Horror Nights event. As you can see, the closure brought out a good number of people to the park to ride it out one last time before it closed at 5 p.m. A lot of guests came dressed as the actors from both the movie and the ride, Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt, which made for some great group photos. Our publisher Matt was even able to have a group photo taken of some of the team members that were part of the opening team for Twister. In the picture, you can see them holding a photo they took together back when the attraction was about to open in '98. And here's an even closer look at that photo. You can see over the years the building has changed colors and been repainted. The queue for this attraction was pretty cool. You got to walk behind part of the New York facade, and every few seconds you can see and hear the trains from the Hollywood Rip Ride rocket race through part of the building outside. It was always fun to see guests jump when they didn't expect that train coming through. Cows are featured all throughout the attraction. Here you can see it looks like as if a twister blew a cow into the side of the building, making an impression. While outside in the queue, which usually never had more than a 10-minute wait, you could look up and watch home videos of real tornadoes, as well as interesting facts about the severe storms. Did you know that in the movie Twister, all the tornadoes shown in the film are actually computer generated? While in the queue, you will find signs and advertisements that make you feel like you're in the town of Waukeeta, Oklahoma, which is featured in the movie. It is an actual town with a population of 344. This cow was interactive and had a button that you could press to hear an advertisement for the local dairy company. Signs in the extended queue area would provide info on the different scales of tornadoes and how they rate them. There's nothing wrong with learning and getting some education while on vacation, right? Once inside Soundstage 50, you are in the pre-show room that has two large screens up front and two TVs next to each other for those who are in the back. The show starts with parts of the opening scene from the film being shown. When the scene ended, Twister stars Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt appeared to talk about their experience in filming the movie. Now, there are a lot of rumors and stories out there if you ask around about why the two actors did not want to be filmed together and were put on separate screens. In that pre-show room, if you ever looked around the room, you'll notice that it had lots of what appeared to be props from the film. Now, I did notice certain items such as the piano and license plates that were on the wall did have tags on them that said they were from the sets and they were set pieces, but I wonder if those were actually real though. After the pre-show, you walked into a new room which was a model of Aunt Meg's damaged house after the Twister. As guests walked into the kitchen, televisions are seen impaled into the wall as if by force of a twister. Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt appeared on the televisions and talked more about the filmmaking experience. The moment they finished, the televisions would start to static. It would get really windy, and a siren would start as you made your way into the room where the main show would take place. I always loved this room because of the amount of detail found all around you. There was even a hidden Mickey that you could spot on one of the front tires of the car that is up in the ceiling. The tire would rotate around until the show started, and sometimes you wouldn't see the Mickey hat due to where the tire would stop. It makes you wonder if other attractions at Universal have hidden Mickeys as well. As you made your way into the main showroom, you passed the TV set that's set to a fictional Channel 5 news station, where a weather anchor is issuing a tornado warning in the area that guests are in. The main show area is set to resemble the drive-in theater scene in the movie. The final act took place inside of a 25,000 square foot soundstage. Guests would file in to an elevated viewing platform and come face to face with more than 55 special effects. To generate the full-size tornado effect, it was necessary to generate constant winds of 35 miles an hour. The soundstage was outfitted with 30 specially designed fans arranged in 3 tiers. 18 of those fans' blades were 7 feet tall. Hundreds of strobe lights flashed, simulating lightning. The sound of thunder was piped through 54 speakers powered by 42,000 watts, which is enough to power 5 average homes. The sound of the Twister was made of a combination of sounds including Campbell sounds, lion roars, and backward human and animal screams. More than 65,000 gallons of recycled water fed the rainstorm and could be ready for the next show every 6 minutes. One of the most memorable effects from both the movie and the show was a flying cow, as well as the Galaxy Drive-In sign flying away. What is really cool was that the same armature that was used to bring the Marshmallow Man to life in Ghostbusters Spooktacular was kept and refitted to make the Galaxy sign fly away. Now, lots of commotion has been going on since the announcement of the closure happened just less than a month ago. Twister will be replaced by a whole new attraction called Race Through New York, starring Jimmy Fallon. Fallon, as most of you know, is the host of The Tonight Show that airs on NBC, which is part of the Comcast and Universal family. I personally am very excited for this attraction for many reasons. I like Jimmy Fallon and what he's done with The Tonight Show, and it's such a big part of American television history, not to mention NBC history. The attraction will take place all around New York City, so it will tie into that area of the park very well. Race Through New York, starring Jimmy Fallon, is set to open in 2017. Well, that's it for this edition of Photo Finds. In the comments below, let me know if you're going to miss Twister, or if you think it was time for it to be replaced. I'm also interested to see what your thoughts are on the Race Through New York attraction. As always, don't forget to subscribe to Attractions Magazine, and check out my other show, Florida E-Ticket, every Saturday here on this same channel. Make sure you get out, have fun, and enjoy the parks.